Two missing moms disappeared somewhere in one of the most remote parts of America. Veronica Butler, 27 years old, Jillian Kelly, 39. They were driving from Houghton, Kansas to Eva, Oklahoma. You can see there right on the border. Because of a bitter custody battle, the other mom came along for support. Neither ever made it to pick up the kids. Police found their car abandoned in a rural area. Almost all of this is rural Oklahoma, with no trace of the moms.
That unknown is what has created it suspicious for us at this time. Sheriff's office deputies approach the vehicle and these women are gone and they're nowhere to be seen.
Brooke Shafer joins us from Texas County, Oklahoma, right there on the Texas-Kansas border. Brooke, all right, how far into the search are we?
These moms have been missing since Saturday at this point, Leland. Still not a lot of information on what happened out here. Like you said, this is a very rural spot in Oklahoma. The closest town to where we are standing is probably about 15 miles from us. Cell signals going in and out, so there's not a lot of, surveillance cameras. There aren't a lot of witnesses out here, so that's definitely a difficult layer in trying to track them down. But yesterday we got a major update from investigators. They said they now have some evidence either in or around the abandoned car that these women were traveling in that leads them to believe there's foul play suspected in the suspicious disappearance of these two moms. Today, we came out here to this rural area to really see it for ourselves, see what these women were potentially dealing with, see what investigators are battling right now. And you see on your screen, we met a couple of people who were actually out here on horseback. They were just volunteers. They got in their car. They drove about 4 hours to come down here to try and find these two moms. They said they were looking for any evidence that could maybe lead to their whereabouts. Here's one of them. I talked to them. Take a listen.
What made you want to come out here and search?
Just nobody looking, and I felt bad for them. I have a farm with horses, and we had talked to the sheriff, and he said, we'll take all the help we can get. And so I called my hand, and I was like, let's go.
When you get on these horses, what are you guys going to be looking for? What are you hoping to spot?
Grass that's been knocked over, or just anything tracking-wise, footprints, tracks, whatever goes off into the grass, or just any signs of foul play.
So, Leland, the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation is right now handling the suspicious disappearance of these moms. I actually just got off the phone with their public information officer, and I said, do you think that these women are still alive? He said, as of today, they are still hopeful to find these two moms alive. But as of right now, no sign of them. No one has been arrested. And they're also not sharing whether or not they have any suspects or persons of interest in this case, Leland.
Yeah, you think there's so much here, right, and yet so little to go on because, as you point out, rural Oklahoma, not a lot of surveillance cameras around. The distances between these towns is enormous. There's a lot of country roads, a lot of farm roads to move around on. What do we know about where the car was found? Was it abandoned next to a side of the road? Was there any attempt to hide it? Had it been burned? Anything like that?
Yeah, so this is actually the area where we're standing. This is where these moms were supposed to meet up. This is where they were supposed to pick up Veronica Butler's two kids. Where they found the car was about 10 minutes away from here, so they really were not far from their destination. I talked to a witness today. He did not want to go on camera, but he told me that he saw the car that these women had been in. He saw it abandoned. He said there was nobody around it by the time he saw it on Saturday morning. He didn't get close enough, he said, to see if there was any broken windows or anything like that. But he said that the car was parked sort of in the brush right off of the highway, not really necessarily a normal spot that you would pull over. Again, investigators are saying that they have evidence either in or around the car, leading them to believe there's foul play in all of this. We've heard some rumors that there was maybe blood around the car. We haven't been able to independently confirm that. I've tried asking investigators about that multiple times. So far, they are not willing to confirm whether or not that was the case, only saying that they believe there's foul play because of something they have seen either in or around the car.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.